25 years ago, a young priest was born to the Catholic Archdiocese of Accra. Confused as he were at the time, not sure whether he was going to be ordained a priest, say he was in limbo. But the grace of God located him. The God who called him directed him on the path, and he was ordained at God's own time. And 25 years the line, we have benefited from the fruit of his ministries, including myself. And I'm so proud to have been under his tutelage, under his pastoralship. We thank God for such a vibrant, intelligent, smart priest whom he has given to this archdiocese. We are here to have interaction with him, to know much about him and about his new work, which we shall talk about in this interview. Join me in this interview with no one else than our one and only very Reverend Father Raymond Osei Tutu. Hello, Father Raymond.
Hello.
I see you are shy already.
Yes.
I can't believe that Father Raymond is shy. Because you stated that you are shy. But
yes.
I can see it now.
Yes. Most of the time I am usually a very shy person, but when in ministry, ministry becomes a very different thing.
I'm sure grace takes away the shyness.
You know, it's just like that.
It's 25 years now.
Yes.
You know, I was at your 10th anniversary celebration. You remember where it was? 10th anniversary.
I think that should have been at Kizito.
That was at Kizito.
Kizito, yeah.
It was a big celebration.
Indeed, it was.
I never seen a celebration of priest anniversary like that one before. Because I was a chorister at the time. I was a minimum, I was a chorister, and I witnessed everything that happened. And we were all happy for you because we're proud of our priests and the works you did. And I remember even on the 10th anniversary, you launched books. Not just a book, books. And let me say 15 years after that 10 years, I have joined you in the ministry.
That's
and
good.
you are still active. I don't know what Peggy wants to say as an introduction. Maybe she wants to eulogize you a little before we go into the interview. Yes, Peggy.
Hello everyone, my name is Peggy Nyarukwambano and I am one of the daughters, or the only original daughter of Father Raymond.
Careful, you don't have problem with a lot of people. No? Okay.
Yes. So I met Father a couple of years ago, and coincidentally it was during the passing of my dad, and Father helped me through. I wasn't expecting the love that he showed to me. So if I have met him within this short while and looking at what I benefited from it, people who have known him for more than a couple of years have really enjoyed, but I'm coming to take over. So I believe that this 25 years of priesthood has impacted a lot of lives, and we are here to listen to what he has to say to us.
Wonderful. So my name is Father January, or Father Januarius Akpabli, officially on my document. But you can call me Father January. I remember Father Raymond. Father Raymond has had a lot of impact on me. Okay, we shall go into that. I'm sure if he himself will remember something he told me some time ago when I was a young seminarian in
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure you forget. I remember where you told me that where we were going, it was after you and I had some chance, something
yes.
happened, and then we were patching up.
Yes.
After that, our
Patch up,
they were patching up. Then you invited me into your car. Come, I'm going to think the ministry. No, we were visiting for communion.
Communion round.
Yes. Somebody was sick, and you were going to say, "Come." You wanted to take me along. So on the way, we were having a chat, and I remember you gave me first sociology lecture, telling me about the bourgeoisie, and then I was learning. I've never heard of that. Then when we came back, you told me, Januarius, I can see greatness in you. You are going to be great. And I can see you make a lot of impact. But one thing I want you to do for me is anything you lay your hands on, read. Because you are going to be a speaker and you speak on everything. So make sure you read anything you find. And that is how you are going to make the impact. And I've always kept that.
But that was actually an advice I received from Father Kusi of blessed memory when I was then a seminarian, and Father Van Kempen asked me to be doing part of the homily during the week, and I accepted. And then within a short while, I was blocked. So Father Kusi came over and I said, Father, I can't do it any longer. I don't know what to say. He says, you are not reading. You are not reading. And I said, what should I read? Just read anything. Just read anything. And I just took his advice, hook, line, and sinker, and it just impacted me. So I think I'm not surprised I said it to you too.
No, you did. So I also took it like that. Okay. Anything I lay my hands on,
you read.
I read. And I know also you bought your counseling book when you were doing counseling, which you mentioned in your book.
Okay.
One thing you did for us at the time, the seminar, I think myself and Doji were the seminarians, and you bought us the counseling book.
Yes.
And you know what happened?
No.
That book got missing. It was stolen, actually.
Okay.
And when the book was stolen, I love the book that I went to buy to replace it myself.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Because the book was so good, I just didn't want to lose it because somebody stole it. So I went to the Christian book center, and then I got the same book and I bought it, and I still have it now.
It's good. Books are what makes us what we are.
No wonder you're a good counselor.
In the right time.
In the right time.
So 25 years. Father Raymond is known for one thing, and all of you who know him will know that he's good at one thing, even though he says he's not good at it. But for us who read his work, we know he's good. But he also says something that, the good writer, behind every good writer are coaches.
Yes, that's right.
So who is coaching you? I mean, they are doing very great work. But what has been an inspiration? 25 years, writing books. Even though you are 25 years as a priest, I believe you have more than 25 books.
Just about.
Just about 25.
Just about. No, okay. So I think this should be that which is coming up would be the 21st, because I started writing just around the second, third year of ordination, and then in between there I had to travel here and there, and so some years were without books, and then some years were with more books than before. So this will be the 21st. I guess this is the mature age book. Yes, the 21st coming up. Coming up. So that's good.
Have you always wanted to be a writer?
No, not at all. In fact, if we go later, we talk about deep into myself. I shudder when somebody even addresses me as a writer, because I'm not the kind of person that would love to write for people to see, because of some of my weaknesses that I speak about, which were revealed in the book, about some weaknesses like my spelling and my handwriting and things like that. So I had people who actually helped me write. And I think what I discovered by, and I can mention a person like Mrs. Lydia Antonio, St. Teresa's Catholic Church in my very early years. It says, you have the ideas. And so it says, just write. Well, so I wrote and people helped me put it together. So I think it's a question of having people with you. But I haven't always been a writer. No, I don't. In fact, even today, I wouldn't call myself a writer. I think that I have motivation and people help me put it down. Yeah.
Okay.
So, just as I've said already, Father is known for writing books. Father, with all the books you have written, apart from the one we are going to talk about, the almost 21st one, those you have written already that we have encountered, which one would you see as one of your an interesting thing? I mean, when you, at the time you're writing it, your whole self was in it. Which one will be one of your greatest writings?
Two of them. I'd say the 31 motivation capsule. That was written somewhere when I was in St. Teresa. 31. That was written. It was wonderful because I was dealing with youth, and I asked them for ideas, and from there we developed that into a book. But the other one that I would say was fantastic in writing was the Great Marriage Illusion. Grade 6. Because that book was something that I never, in my wildest dream, thought I would be addressing such a subject in the public or to write. But actually, it was after I had been a counselor. I'm a counselor. I helped particularly a couple who were also counselors. And when in their area of the worry was in the area of their sexual life. And the moment we finished, they charged me and said, Father, you have to write. And I said, no, I cannot write. A Catholic priest says that, yes. I said, then you write. They said, no, it won't be the same. So they challenged me. And so we left the subject for about a year. Then I happened to be in Rome, taking care of another brother during a medical trip. And then I called. They called and we're having a comment. I said, I'm bored. And they said, you see, we told you. It is the time. Write. And I said, write what? He says, write something. Write the thing that you gave us. So then it became, and as I started writing, I mean, the ideas were just coming as if from a well. And it was just and what the beauty is that I could spend my time with my brother whilst I waited for him do his dialysis and everything. It was profitable. I came back every time, no more angry, no more tired, no more feeling frustrated. So it was like God had given me the energy to, and each time the ideas were flowing. So I turned my boredom into something profitable. And every time I pick the book, I'm proud. I'm happy. I feel that it was a godsend. It was a godsend. Yeah. So
would you call writing a hobby, or you wait for something to happen to influence you to write?
I think I have never written any book out of just because I wanted to. I'm always responding to something, to a call. All the books I have written, I don't remember just having a passion or thinking that I just want to write about this. It's a pastoral need that I find that, for example, the last book that I wrote, the Marathon to Marriage, when I was in St. Kizito, when you were there, we started dealing with, remote marriage counseling. Then, I left the scene. But when the next priest came and all over, the program was cancelled. So I asked myself, why was it cancelled? But then it wasn't cancelled just because the priest didn't like to continue. But I found out that there was no material. There's no material for a remote marriage counseling. So I said to myself that there would be the need to pen it down, to make sure that we respond to that need. And providentially, when I was sent back to Rome for my second Rome mission, and I had the time again, that was what I used it for. So it was birthed in year 2013 to 14 when I was doing the remote counseling. But the real writing came in around 2022, 2023. So it took a while before.
Okay.
This is very interesting, Father. I mean, for priests who are watching you now, or for young writers who are watching you, who are busy with work and everything, today, one of the common words you will hear around is stress. I am stressed. Especially among young people, I am stressed. With all this, your work in the parish, at the nunciature, at the chancery, with all this one, how did you manage the time to do the writing?
Well, I guess that's where I will call it a gift, or I'll call it's a gift that God has given, because I'm just responding as a priest to a need. And like if somebody is sick, I find time to visit the person. If there is a problem there, I find time to make it. So because I see that there is the need, I'm only responding to the need, and that's my motivation. So I set my eyes on the problem, and I keep moving towards that. And I do things also from my perspective. I'm not a person, I find it difficult understanding concepts. I find it difficult in so many things. So I write and I do things as I would have it's done to me. So if I preach or if I give the word of God or if I write, I put myself there and I said, if I were listening, I'd love to hear it this way. I'd love to hear new things. I'd love to hear stories because I'm a person who has a wild imagination. So stories and things like that help me to focus on all that I need to write.
So now we want to look at the new book. Father has written a new book to mark his 25th priestly anniversary. And that's what we are going to look at. But in this episode, we are going to look at the book in general, the introduction of this book, the summary of it, to understand what the book is or what you expect if you pick this book to read. What is the title of this book? This book says, The Flower from My Mother's Garden. You can see a flower by us here. This is the flower we have here. So, The Flower from My Mother's Garden is what the book title is. It tells a lot. Who is the flower? Who is the garden? Who are the gardeners? Father is going to help us understand all this in his new book. Father, The Flower from My Mother's Garden.
Well, I guess...
Where from the title?
Well, from the title. I guess, once again, I said books are written by me when the need arises. I've never thought beforehand. Drawing towards the 25th anniversary of my priesthood, I reflected back and I know that my mother has been behind me. And it took me in my studies in Rome when I met an Italian family woman. And then from there, one day she asked me a question in Italian that, c'è una giornata che non ti parla della tua mamma? Is there a day that you never speak about your mother? And that was the day of my eureka moment. I had never come to that realization that there's not a day that I don't speak about my mother, about good things, bad things, her sayings, her things. I mean, she's always. And then I had that eureka moment, made me realize that, oh yeah, my mama passed the first year of my ordination, but she's always been there. She's always been with me. So when it was 25 years, I just made that recollection and I felt like penning it down. So once again, you see, this is something that has been welling up within me all these years. And I seem now to be going back and writing it down for everybody to see what's behind this cassock, what's behind the person, what has been behind, not just 25 years, but before the 25 years. Who was I? So this is a motivation, my mother. But my mother is a symbol of the many, many, many people who have helped me. Currently, my sister Nina is playing that mother role very fantastically. And not just her, within the church, I have so many paternal, maternal mothers. And from there, I mean, I'm enjoying, and Mother Church is also taking care of me. So these are the motivations behind the book, yeah.
It seems you're surrounded by mothers everywhere.
Yeah.
So do you crave for a father sometimes?
Of course. And at least in the book, we would reflect on a time when, even though I don't say much about my father, because, just like in scripture, I make these analogy, not in any way to compare myself to great figures and persons like, even Jesus himself, but you can't help it that I am a priest. So I speak always from scripture. So I dare to make those comparisons, but not in any line of, comparing myself to them, you would find out that Joseph, for example, is hardly ever spoken of. And yet he was that figure who is always behind, pushing the family, taking them to Egypt, bringing them from Egypt. And even Jesus will be known as what? The son of the carpenter. So that craving is there. But if it comes to memories of the priesthood, it will have been through the hand of my mother, but with the heart of my father behind it. And my father's, yes.
Interesting. In the hand of my mother and the heart of my father.
Yes.
In this book, divided into 8 chapters. This book has 8 chapters. There are so many interesting things. I see it one as a book that eulogizes your mom, and at the same time a book that reveals you, that makes you very, it talks more about you. Yes. For example, there's something about your naming ceremony, even in this book, that speaks about the grading, why your name, and the beauty. Well, maybe we'll take our time to go into chapter by chapter. But for me, it's so wonderful going back to your roots, to know the meaning of the name, and then why. What inspired you to do all this one, Father Raymond?
Come on. Yes. This is me at work. All my books are meant more for pastoral. They are pastoral books. Yeah. None of my books is meant for myself. Yeah. It's meant to teach. They are not textbooks at all. In fact, I shudder, or I think anybody would call me a scholar, wouldn't have known actually me. I'm a pastor, or at least I crave to be a pastor. If I'm not a pastor, I crave to be a pastor, A pastor. I struggled to be one. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to teach, and that's why I don't want to call the book a memoir or a biographical account, as if just to say that I am just giving a chronological events and how they go. No. I want to be able to pick issues in my life and use them as the platform, to be able to begin, to tell a story. That's all that I want to do. So we've been telling stories from different perspectives. Now I want to use myself as the podium, and that's why I call it sermon memoir. So it's not just about me, but it's me kind of theologizing things that happen in my life. How did I see the hand of God happening in all these? So it's not just a biography, no.
Right. So there's a lot to expect from this book, actually. There's a lot to expect. How Father Ray became Father Ray.
Yes. That's good. So, Father, maybe one thing also we want to talk about this book. In there, when you read, Father talks about the church, about the Holy Roman Catholic Church.
Exactly.
And one thing that many people don't know about the church is that when we say the church is one, holy, and universal.
Yes.
For some people, when we talk about the Catholic Church, it's like the Roman Catholic Church, and that's it. But in the book, you have mentioned to us, the various divisions.
Churches.
The various churches in the church.
In the Catholic.
That makes us the universal
exactly,
church.
Yes.
And I think this is so amazing. Maybe you want to tell us a little about it?
Yes. In fact, I was ordained by the Apostolic Nuncio George Kocheri, who was known and loved in Ghana. He's been my father. That was his first ordination. And so he always called me my son. And many have not known that George Kocheri, Nuncio George Kocheri, was not a priest of the Roman Rite. He was from the Syro-Malabar Rite, meaning that apart from the Roman Church, there are 23 other churches that makes up so when you add the 23 to the Roman Church, that makes it 24 churches. Now these churches, when we say churches, they are in Latin or in canon law, you call them sui juris, meaning that they have their own law, they have their own competence. What makes the difference? They are different. We are different by the way we administer or live the sacramental life, also by the clergy, the way the clergy are organized. Some are, sometimes not all of them are, bound by celibacy. So things like that in the Eastern Rite, the 23 of them. Then we also have governance. They have some autonomy. All of them have in their governance. So you look at their sacramental expression. You look at the liturgical expression, not the sacrament, liturgical expressions. You look at their governance, and you look at their priesthood, the way the priesthood is expressed. These make up. Now, all of these 23, all acknowledge the Holy Father, the Pope, as their head, but they are different. They are autonomous. In fact, in canon law, they have also their own canon law that they use. So when you read, so I use the occasion to teach about some of these things, and I was blessed to have an ordination from the hand of somebody from the Syro Malabar Church, but it makes me still a Catholic priest. But that's the beauty of it. So yeah.
So when you get this book, when it is launched, Father talks about this, dividing the church into the Alexandria Rite. We have the Antioch Rite, and then we have the Roman Rite, which is also known as the Latin Rite. Okay, so we have the Eastern, the Latin, a lot of them. It's all in there about the Byzantine Church, the Albanian Greek.
In Ghana, I think, at least, we are very much used to, at least in Accra, we are very much used to the Maronite. The Maronite at Osu. That's also another rite. Yes, so they are also another rite. They are all Catholic, but they are not Roman Catholic. We are Roman Catholic, means that we follow the Roman rite. They are Maronite Catholics. So we are all Catholics, but not all of the same rite and expression of our liturgy. Yes.
In this book also, you will find Father's experiences along his ministry, this 25 years. So as Father said, Father is telling a story before his ordination, after his ordination, and then even till now, because the story is up to now. So I was even asking, after 25 years, then what happens? So Father will have to start again from after 25 years. But in this book, you if you want to know who Father Raymond is, you have to get this book.
Yeah.
You have to get this book. You don't even need him to tell you about himself anymore. It's like when you go somewhere and say, who is Father Raymond? And he tells you the book. Read and you know who Father Raymond is, because the book is very detailed. Very detailed. Things you may not expect that Father should say, he says. His Father says them. And before the interview, I was just asking him, what is their motivation?
Well, I guess freely have received, freely I give. And I feel that it is good. The world likes to dig into people's life and bring out negativity and whatever it is. And we like to also talk only about the positives about ourselves. Like you said in the book, I seem to eulogize my mother. But I don't think so. I also try to bring out some of her flaws, as well as my father. And likewise, I bring up my flaws. Life is made up of, on the keyboard, black and white. And we kind of always seem to want the people who are in this kind of dress to look only in the perfect light. I think that speaking about some of these is help us know that, well, it is God chooses simple people and make them whatever he wants to make them. So if we are reverend, it's just because we have been taken from the mundane into the sacred. Sarchedos, or the pontifex as we are called to be, is simply a priest, is only a bridge between the world and the sacred or in heaven. So that's all I want to do. And anybody who picks up the book should not be reading the book with the eye of, just merely finding faults, what could have been. No, I think you have just missed the point. I just want to simply share what I feel is real about myself. And at best, what you do is to say, like Jesus, Father, forgive him, for he has not known what he's doing about this. So just pray for me for this. It's just to say it's been great. Yes, yes.
Father, this book is not only written in English. There are other languages. And when you were speaking some seconds ago, you were giving us some sentences in Latin.
Italian. Yes.
So I want to know what makes you inculcate these languages into the book, knowing that some of your readers might not understand the language.
Well, I guess my readers and my audience have been all the places that I have been. And in my book, I will be talking about places like Obimanso. So we get to be, and in Obimanso, we will be speaking, so it wouldn't be out of place even to greet Obimanso people. Ciao, fratelli. Eccomi, guardami. And this man here, he's very fluent in that kind of a language. And it's very, very romantic. How can you go to Rome and not be romantic? So that's the beauty. I mean, a priest must be a person who has a humor and also is also serious about life. And I think that has been my joy. So you have to mix up the language, speak a little bit. So I've been using all the jargons from Obimanso, which is tree. We use ga, cliches. We use all the Latin, Italian, French, and everything.
So am I right if I say these languages serve as the experiences you've had throughout your priestly journey, the different cultures that formed you to get to where you are now?
Exactly. And they say when you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do. So as right now, I'm in a place, I'm at Teshi. And I think my parishioners will bear testimony that seriously I'm struggling. Minta oni ma wiega ya na just ga Raymond go ni lepi shim ngole and show me more. You see, so that you need to be able to just come down to where the people are and then speak their language. Language is a key. It's like a password. And when you get to where people are, you don't speak their language, then you are not ready to get down with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure by now you are saying, you guys are talking too much. Go into the book and let's see what is there. At this point, I will quote something from Father's book. He says, somebody told him that you leave the stage where the applause is loudest. So it is at this point that we want to end this session here, and then we'll come for another episode where we shall go into the first chapter of the book. But I want to whet your appetite. Now, some of the chapters or the things you find in that book. Just the chapters. Chapter 1 talks about the safari ride to my current parish. You want to know that. In chapter 2, read about who do people say I am. I'm sure you want to know that too. Chapter 3 talks about the flower in Angelina's garden. Chapter 4, flower ready for the master's use. I'll let Peggy do the rest of the chapters.
Okay, so chapter 5, we have the memoir gallery and tributes. Chapter 6, my vocation had harbingers. Chapter 7, how my mother trimmed her flower. And chapter 8, the flower is no superhero. So it's all about flower and mothers. We really cherish our mothers. And we love flowers. So you can sing, when you read this book, you'll be able to understand the vocabs, the title of the book. I mean, it's very interesting.
I don't like to bet, but this time I'll bet on this book. And I tell you, if you read this book and you don't find it interesting, come back for your money. Come back, you keep the book and we'll give you back your money. You will know about Father Raymond as you read this book. So we shall conclude. Father will give us his last words in this episode, and following episode we'll take each chapter and we go deeper into each of the chapters of the book. Father, what do you want to say?
Last words before we go is just words of appreciation to God for the grace to be having been called to serve as a Catholic priest. I think that it's been just great, and it's all I am and it's all I want to be. And it's opened me up such that though I have no direct family of my own, I have more than I have. And that is what I want to be going on. So I want to share that fully with you. It's been great.
So with these words, we are going on a safari. A safari ride. Parish. Do you know Father's current parish? Okay, safari ride to his current parish. That will be the next episode. So look out for that, and then we know where the safari is doing us. Father, let's go for safari.
Safari we go.
We are going for safari.
Safari.
Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
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 Okay.